For months, rumors had swirled about Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo's relationship. The two stars, who once shared undeniable chemistry on and off screen, had gone quiet. Their social media interactions had dried up. Joint interviews? None. Even fan events saw them arrive and leave at different times. Privately, the two were reportedly on a break. Not officially separated, but taking space, something only their closest confidants knew. Xiao Zhan had flown to Europe for 3 weeks for a fashion shoot and some emotional distance. Yibo stayed back, diving deep into his racing world and dance rehearsals. Everyone thought time apart would heal. Everyone was wrong. As guests mingled under the glittering chandeliers of the gala, cameras followed Wang Yibo striding in, wearing a midnight blue tux that looked sculpted onto him. Poised and unreadable, he paused to pose for a few shots before slipping into the crowd. But then, it happened. From the side hall, in full view of reporters, came her, Zhao Lying, Wang Yibo's ex-girlfriend. No one had seen her in months, and the two hadn't been publicly linked since their quiet breakup years ago. But as she approached him, there was something electric in the air. A knowing smile. A subtle lean in. And then, he kissed her, Not a cheek kiss. Not friendly. A real, deep, unmistakable kiss. Cameras didn't just flash, they exploded. Almost as if orchestrated by fate or cruel irony, Xiao Zhan walked into the hall just moments after the kiss happened. He was radiant in an all-white tailored suit, his smile wide and innocent. He hadn't seen the kiss. But everyone else had. And when he made his way toward Yibo, looking proud and perhaps slightly nervous, he saw the change in everyone's eyes. A strange hush fell over the room. He turned, and that's when he saw it. Yibo and Zhao Lying still close, still sharing an intimacy that crushed the air out of Xiao Zhan's lungs. His eyes darted around, desperately searching for meaning, an explanation, anything. Instead, all he got was silence. What followed was caught not by the main media, but by a behind-the-scenes assistant's phone camera. The shaky footage has since gone viral on private fan pages and leaked onto forums. It showed Xiao Zhan backstage, gripping a chair for balance, his entire body shaking. He kissed her. He whispered, his voice breaking mid-sentence. After everything, he kissed her. A stylist tried to console him, but he pulled away gently, wiping at his eyes. Then, finally, he broke, silent tears falling, one after another. His beautiful features twisted in quiet heartbreak. That image, Xiao Zhan with tears streaking down his cheeks in a room full of glitz and diamonds, broke 1 million hearts around the world. Sources later confirmed that Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo did speak privately that night, briefly and painfully. Witnesses described the scene, Yibo finding Zhan alone on the balcony overlooking the Huangpu River. The city glittered beneath them, but between the two of them stood a storm. "You didn't have to do that," Xiao Zhan said quietly, not looking at him. Yibo, reportedly caught between guilt and cold defiance, replied, "I didn't plan it. She came to me." Xiao Zhan turned, his eyes raw. "But you kissed her, Wang Yibo. In front of everyone. And then, after a pause heavy enough to bend time. Was that your way of saying we're done?" Yibo didn't answer. He just looked away. That silence was louder than any argument. Within minutes, hashtags began trending. *hashtag Xiao Zhan tears. *hashtag Yibo kisses X. *hashtag Zhan Yibo breakup confirmed. Fans were devastated. Some accused Wang Yibo of betrayal. Others blamed Zhao Lying. A few die-hard Zhan fans refused to accept it, insisting there was a deeper story behind the kiss. But one comment hit like a punch. He didn't just kiss his ex. He shattered the one person who believed in him completely. *. Xiao Zhan went completely silent. No Weibo updates. No appearances. His team cancelled a scheduled variety show taping. Wang Yibo, on the other hand, was seen flying out to Seoul for a racing endorsement. No comments. No interviews. Zhao Lying, meanwhile, released a cryptic Instagram story of a rose with the caption, "Old flames never really die." The message was clear. 3 days later, an anonymous tip landed in the inbox of several entertainment journalists. The message read, "It wasn't about love. It was about pressure." Yibo was being blackmailed by Zhao Liying's agency with a contract clause from years ago. That kiss. It was staged. He didn't want it. He's still in love with Xiao Zhan. Was it true? Fabricated? A desperate attempt to clean up the mess? No one could confirm it. But it reignited hope and confusion. Just when fans thought it was over, Xiao Zhan posted a single line on Weibo at 3:16 a.m. days later. Asterisk, even shattered glass can still reflect light. Asterisk, no mention of Yibo. But it was enough. It told the world that Xiao Zhan wasn't broken. He was evolving. Asterisk, asterisk. And as for Wang Yibo, sources say he's been trying to reach out privately, sending voice notes, even showing up at Zhan's apartment building at midnight, waiting outside in the rain. But Zhan hasn't opened the door. Not yet. Insiders say the two haven't spoken in person since that night. But a joint appearance is rumored for an awards show next month in Tokyo. The question remains, can a love this fragile survive a betrayal so public? Some fans say yes. Others say the moment Yibo kissed his ex was the moment the fairy tale died. But if we've learned one thing about Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo, it's this. Their story is never over. Asterisk, asterisk. Not until the final curtain falls. And even then, the echoes of their love will still be heard. The moment Xiao Zhan walked out of the gala hall, the entire building seemed to exhale in relief, like it had been holding its breath watching something sacred collapse. He didn't storm out. He didn't run. He walked. Slowly. Shoulders stiff, head high. But his hands trembled, the kind of tremble that betrays someone barely holding it together. Backstage, as soon as the door closed behind him, the dam broke. Xiao Zhan fell into a chair like his knees had given out. The pristine white of his suit almost glowed under the harsh vanity lights, a stark contrast to the darkness growing in his eyes. "I thought we were just taking time," he whispered to no one in particular. A young assistant named Chen Min, who had idolized Xiao Zhan since she was in school, quietly knelt by his side. "Go. Do you want me to call someone?" Xiao Zhan shook his head, brushing tears off his cheek with the back of his hand. "No. No one should see me like this." But someone was seeing. Through a crack in the door, asterisk asterisk Wang Yibo stood frozen asterisk asterisk, watching everything. Wang Yibo's jaw clenched. His body was tense, as if every muscle was screaming to go in there, to hold him, to explain everything. But he didn't move. Because deep down, he knew there were no words that could fix this in that moment. What haunted him most wasn't just Xiao Zhan's tears. It was the expression on his face. It wasn't just betrayal. It was disbelief. As if Xiao Zhan never thought, asterisk not even once asterisk, that Yibo could hurt him like that. Wang Yibo turned away and walked to the emergency stairwell, where he punched the wall so hard that his knuckles split open. But even that pain was dull compared to what he'd just done. Security had already arranged a private dressing room for Xiao Zhan, thinking it was just for wardrobe. Instead, it became a sanctuary of heartbreak. Inside, he sat by the window, watching the river glisten under the moonlight. His phone buzzed. Zhan stared at the screen. Asterisk, I didn't mean to hurt you. Asterisk. Asterisk, she kissed me first. Asterisk. Asterisk, I panicked. Asterisk. Asterisk, please talk to me. Asterisk. Another message came. Asterisk, Zhan, please. You're the only thing that's ever felt real to me. Asterisk. His fingers hovered over the keyboard. He wanted to reply. Desperately. But all he could do was whisper, "If it felt real, why wasn't I enough to stop you?" He locked his phone and set it face down. 1 month before the kiss, in the quiet sanctuary of Xiao Zhan's living room, the two had curled up beneath a blanket, the city lights flickering across their faces. "Promise me something," Xiao Zhan had said softly. "Anything. If we ever fall apart, don't make it ugly. Don't destroy the parts of me that love you." Yibo had smiled, brushing hair from Zhan's forehead. "I'd never hurt you." That moment now replayed in Zhan's mind like a cruel rerun. Back in the dressing room, Xiao Zhan stood before the mirror. His eyes were still red, cheeks damp. He took a breath and reached for the concealer. As he gently patted makeup under his eyes, a staff member entered to check on him. He smiled faintly through the mirror. "I'm okay," he said. But his reflection trembled. It wasn't vanity. It wasn't about hiding from cameras. It was about putting armor back on, even when his soul was in pieces. And that made him look more powerful than he'd ever been. When Xiao Zhan finally left the gala, it was past midnight. He refused the limousine and asked for a tinted black SUV. No music. No lights. Just silence. The driver didn't ask questions. But he glanced in the rearview mirror and saw Zhan staring out the window, a tear trailing down his cheek unnoticed. The roads of Shanghai blurred past, but nothing could blur what he'd seen. He had always imagined Heartbreak to be loud, chaotic. Instead, it was quiet, like the hush of snow before it falls. At 3 a.m., Wang Yibo returned to his apartment, drenched from the rain that had started falling outside. His hair was plastered to his forehead, his phone dead from missed calls and drained battery. He sat on the floor of his living room, staring at the empty space beside his couch, the spot where Zhan used to curl up, always barefoot, always laughing at old dramas. The silence screamed at him. He screamed back. The next night, Wang Yibo made a decision. He drove to Xiao Zhan's apartment. No cameras. No security. Just him, standing in front of that familiar wooden door, holding a note in his hand. He knocked. No answer. He waited. 5 minutes. 10. An hour. The hallway lights flickered. Still, no door opened. Eventually, he slid the note under the door. It read, "Asterisk, if this is the end, I need you to know /. I didn't kiss her because I wanted her back. I kissed her because I thought I'd already lost you. Asterisk." And then he left. In the morning, Zhan opened his door to leave for rehearsals and saw the note. He read it once, twice, and folded it carefully into his wallet. Not to forgive. Not yet. But maybe to remember. Because in that note, there was pain. And pain, no matter how buried, still means there's something left to feel. Days later, a new fan video surfaced online. It was a montage of Xiao Zhan's best moments, on stage, on set, laughing, singing, living. At the end, it played a short voice clip. From an old interview. Wang Yibo's voice. "If I ever lose him, it won't be because I stopped loving him. It'll be because I didn't love him loudly enough." Stay tuned to Veil of K-Drama for updates, exclusive breakdowns, and emotional reactions as the story unfolds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because this miracle might just be real.